to be so light. How's everybody doing? Notice how I got flashing lights going. Is it crazy where you're living? Do tell me. Are you seeing craziness on the streets? Are you seeing crazy xenomorphs? Yeah, the crazies. What are you seeing out there? Do tell me. Crazy. Yes, it's getting crazy. It's owl time. It's owling time. One of my favorite moons is owl time. Yes, I like the owl time. I guess I had enough alert going on. Let's do this. All right. So, I've been gone for a little bit. I just needed some quiet time. I needed to check in on some things and really kind of pay attention to what's going on. What's the deceiving process? How is this all unfolding? And what is our part? What are we doing? What are we really taking a look at for ourselves and stepping into? And there's a lot going on. I mean, I've never seen so many distractions going on. And I've never seen beings try so hard to keep other beings from being seen. So, in case you haven't noticed, a lot of the people who were banned from YouTube got their channels back. They're calling it like a second chance program. How can you call it a second chance program when these individuals who had their channels and they were doing their part of bringing the truth and they didn't like it, it wasn't coinciding with the agenda, and they banned their YouTube channels, and then they would have to put up a different account until finally they just couldn't put up a different account anyway. So a lot of things are kind of changing, but you know what? Today, when I stepped out, and I'm just listening to one of the things after I went to my doctor and got checked over, I thought it was interesting. She made this comment. She says, I got an increase of a lot of people coming in with knee problems. All of a sudden, swelling in the knee stuff going on. If it's not the knee, it's the ankle. And I said, interesting. So could it be that I'm feeling a lot of upgradings going on through my body? You betcha. Could it be that maybe, just maybe, those particular parts of my body are just getting upgraded? Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. Notice how I'm drinking this one, Awakening. Had this bottle for some time. So, what is really going on in this world? We have some people saying that everything is just a bunch of people running around in masks, CGI effects, which I believe. Because if nothing is real and it's all an act, then why are we still participating in the shenanigans? I'm just wondering. I mean, these are just things that I'm pondering in my mind. And then, why is it that they have to know everything about you? I put in the post section something that each and every one of you should watch about when you go to the doctor's office or go to the hospital, things that you don't want to say. And because of how it will be used against you later. Okay? You got to remember, they're out gathering as much data, or should I say data, on every person that they can to put into their quantum system. Okay. So while I was just being quiet and everyone's talking about getting that little voice disturbing thing back again. So you got to keep taking different supports, plants and stuff that keeps that stuff broken up so you're not getting it. I'm just watching, while I was being kind of quiet and just observing. I was observing, being quiet and observing. And I was just looking and I was just paying attention to what was going on, paying attention to what's going on in the YouTube community, paying attention to what's going on around the world, just paying attention. And I was paying attention to how big this system is trying to get your attention to have it over here so they can anchor your energy there, have it over here so they can anchor your energy there, have it over here. So it's just constantly this competition for your attention in different places so that you won't do the one thing that they don't want you to do, is to pay attention to you, to be with yourself. Because if you're with yourself, you start hearing your higher self talk to you. You start hearing divine source, the one true divine source, talk to you, giving you guidance on just be, just listen. Now, everyone always likes to talk around this time of year. Oh, the veil is so thin. No. We don't have a veil anymore. The veil is gone. Okay? It's just gone. Because if we did have a veil, we wouldn't see a lot of different things that we're seeing right now. Veil's gone. There is no veil. There might just be a net, an artificial net that is controlling the narrative. So, with that being said, we start a new moon cycle. And like I said, I'm loving the owl. I'm loving the owl altogether. Drinking different water. So, we are in this beautiful picture that I just love. Isn't it pretty? And it's the flight of Ameline, and it's the self-existing moon of form. So from the 18th through November 14th, we have owl medicine. Owl is the totem. One of my favorite beings to work with. I love owls. I love them because they're very clear in what they're communicating. They're very swift. Very swift. Owls, the ones of us that walk with owls. Hi, lovely. Walk with that owl medicine. People never see you coming. They never see you coming. They might see you as just an ordinary person with your hair, your makeup, whatever, but they don't see you coming. They don't know what you're packing with. They don't see your information. They don't see what you're packing with. Owls, owling is the beautiful medicine that swiftly comes in, gives, takes, rip it apart, and then reveals it all and says, hi, I'm sorry, you didn't see that, did you? Well, let me bring it in closer. Oh, you didn't hear me coming, did you? Let me make sure you hear me next time. You didn't see or hear me, but yet and still I'm right here in front of you. How did I do that? Owling. Be that owl. Self-existing is going to bring in define, measure, and form. Define, measure, and form. What are we defining? What is the measure? What is the form? What's the form? And then it says, let us penetrate the mysteries with new insight, receive new visions to fly upon, invoke new colors of our soul to paint our lives with. Let us awaken the new inner time of a new earth, new dream, birthing itself through us. Yes! In case you haven't noticed, whatever we're trying to create and how we want to create it, we are the anchors. We're the ones that's holding the codes to anchor it. And everyone that's doing their part, wherever you are, when you speak your truth and you show up authentic. You're not trying to fit in with a scenario. You're not trying to please this group over here. You're not trying to look like this over here. No, you're just showing up like yourself, raw and authentic and unapologetic. You show up as is, just how you came through your mother's birth canal or through her body. You show up as the authentic birth of yourself. And then you remove all the layers of the bullshit that you got indoctrinated into to believe in. That's not yours to be walking with in the first damn place. There is so much going on. And watching the sky, I'm such an addict watching the sky like crazy. I don't have a problem going out, taking pictures of the sun and looking for the moon. That seems to be bipolar. Shows up when it wants to. Maybe a crescent moon, maybe it maybe be a full moon. Somewhere else showing up as a red moon when it's not supposed to be red. Depending on the video concept of when it's being shown. Giving these illusion effects. So where are we living? Let me put it to you this way. Where have we been living? And now the frequency in the plasma light is so strong, it can no longer hold the form of what has been hiding. It can no longer cover it up. What do you think? Let's just dive into this. What do you think they're just hiding out there that they don't want us to see? What could it possibly be? What could it possibly be? What could the great distraction be in the lie that can be no more? What could it possibly be? Oh, I'm sorry. Could all of us be having mental issues because we're seeing two suns in the sky and then a shadow, like planet thing sitting out there that they have to cover up, and they take turns depending on where it's rotating, covering up, making it rain in that section and clouds and all that stuff. These are things you have to think about. What is just the motive? I don't know. Maybe I've been watching too much Columbo. Diagnosis murder. I don't know. Maybe that's what I've been doing. doing critical thinking, analyzing stuff that they don't want you to do. That's what ChatGPT is for, darlings. You ask ChatGPT to think for you. Then when you stop thinking for yourself, Chat does it all for you. Chat was switching my phone on, doing all kind of weird stuff. I'm like, hey, what the hell are you doing? Get out of here. No, honey. Bye-bye. So what is ChatGPT doing? Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not against it. I think it's lovely that we created something to be usable in this time of right now. Yeah, I said that. We created it for right now. But going forward, we have to be a little bit more wise and owling in ourselves to make different decisions so we don't fall on our face like we did in the times of Atlantis and Lemuria. Especially Atlantis, because we got a little bit too greedy with power and mixed too much ingredients together, and then there is a problem. So going into this next moon, which is moon number 4, is setting us up. And today we're stepping into that Kin 208, which is the yellow cosmic star. And that yellow cosmic star, how interesting that it would be a yellow cosmic star. It's sending out this energy of, I endure in order to beautify, transcending art. I seal the store of elegance with the cosmic tone of presence. I am guided by the power of free will. That right there, I am guided by the power of free will. Free will. Free will to do, be, say, whatever it is that you want to do. It's called free will. We have that gift, free will. We have the free will to say no to you. We have the free will to say yes to you. We have the free will to say, I'm not going to buy from you over there because you're charging too much money for items. I'm going to choose to go here where I can get the same freaking item for $3 or $4 less. How about that? We might have to maneuver a little bit, but you know what? We're playing the biggest game of chess that we've ever played in our life. And let me tell you something. If you've never played checkers or chess in your life, you've been playing this whole time. You just didn't know it. You got to make a move. You're either going to go or you're going to make a move. Some of us have been playing too long in the game of operation. Oh, I touched the side. Bzz, bzz, bzz. I can't really get to the center core of what, I can't get that piece out. Bzz. Think about it. So, we step into the color of yellow, we step into the planet of Venus, we step into the solar plexus and the Earth family signal. And I like this. This one has like the rune. Have you learned the Elder Fruat rune yet? See on page 273. So on 273, it's going to have that rune. See if it'll just take me there. Take me to 273, please. There it is. Okay, so here It puts us in a Star Traveler's code sheet. Go back up. Okay, I went down, almost there. Up. Here we are. Okay. Codex. One more roll. There we are. Okay. So this room is on day 1. And it is, let's see, the Elder Runes. They call them the Elder Runes in the Galactic Calendar setup because it gives you like week 1 is the African Euro-Asian plate. Then week 2 is the Pacific plate. Then week 3 is the American plate. Then week 4 is the Atlantic plate. So this is how the runes are walking through for 7 days. A different rune each day, up for 7 days. So for that 1 week, and then it switches to a different plate, and then it picks up from day 8 all the way to the next day of day 14, and then the next week it'll start on day 15 through the 21st, and then the last week of the Atlantic plate starts on day 22 through day 28. So this one, when we look at day 1, that coincides with what today is. It is the flaming abundance that initiates the throne. So I don't know about all of you, but I am so over hearing about the so-called abundance, the so-called money that's supposed to come in, the so-called change. At this point in the adventure, and when you look at other people and where they're living, what they're enduring, what they're going through, we have to kind of take everything, give or take. This is why they're causing all this separation, so you don't know what the truth of the matter is and what's happening in other places, which is why owling right now is so important. Because when you are owling, when you're going in on swiftness to take a look at something, you're seeing through the precise energy of an owl in truth. That owl medicine reveals what is covered up in the darkness. Owl beings are the only ones that can see in that darkness and snip this prey out like that. Just don't hear them, they're gone. And owling is the only one in medicine that can dance between the worlds of the circle. We're the only ones that can go backwards in the medicine circle because of the fact you have that owling energy. Okay? A Heyoka can also be a being that goes backwards in a medicine circle. Okay? But when it comes to doing like an owl dance in medicine, where you're the one that's anchoring and you're going in and you're cutting some deep chords and releasing some things, you are embodying the owl. I remember my first time I did an owl dance. Oh my gosh. That it's with you for the rest of your life. When you do an owl dance and your first time you go in and you join up with that medicine, you allow the owl being energy to come in. So you become the owl. You become the swiftness. You become the quick cut. You start to see things in a different way in the realms when you're in that owl medicine. And when you go into that, oh my gosh, it's intoxicating. It feels so good when you start to cut all the cords and stuff and you're in the rhythm of it, and you just feel the releasing of it as it's being whipped up and being dissipated or transmuted, you're dancing in that energy, and it just feels so good you don't want to come back, because it's free. It's freedom, free will to move in that energy. It feels so good. And then when you have to have someone bring you back, and then you release from the energy of the owl, and then you come back into your humanness and ground and center into that. There's this unsettling of, oh, now I got to stay and feel this. I'm feeling into this. Where when you're in the owling, you're in that freedom. You just cut. And you're like in that happiness of, yes, I'm releasing this. I'm cutting this. I'm getting rid of this. I see it for what it is. It's owling. This is why those of you that walk around with owl medicine might not even know you have owl medicine. Okay? This is why people who are doing stuff that shouldn't be doing things, they can't come around you. They can't, because people who have owling medicine, who can see that, they don't want to be around you, because you can see straight through them. You can see when they're lying. You can see when they're doing wrong. And one of my biggest pet peeves, I've said it once and I'll say it again: lying just to be lying. I cannot stand that shit. I understand sometimes if you gotta stretch something because you can't tell the person this because it might be detrimental to just say it, and it might just cause more harm than good. I get that. That's something where you're doing a protective thing. I get it. But when you're just purposely fucking lying to people, saying that you're gonna go do this and then you don't do it, then you show up in this entirely different story. You have people waiting, and you're still not producing it. Look at our government. I'm going to do this and get rid of this. Now, let's not get it twisted, lovelies. I did not vote for any of these xenomorphs. That's right, I said it. I know what their purpose is and what they're doing and what the game is about. Once you see it for what it is, it's okay, fine. But when you have owl medicine, you can see through people's shit. And matter of fact, if you look at yourself in the mirror and you just kind of go like this, you can see where your owling is, how your eyes are. You can see your eyes. Okay? Now, owls do not like when bright light hits them in the eyes, because when they're flying and they see something and then bright light hits them in the eyes, it kind of distorts them. And then that's why a lot of them get hit, because they are in that energy. They see it, they're in that energy, and they're like all of a sudden, and it just takes them out of their space and breaks that. And that's why some of them get hit. But with owling, when you're working with the owl is the one that will come and say, I'm going to show you what you need to see. The owl comes in and it's swift. It doesn't make no sound. You come in, you just fly right in. Nobody hears you coming in. That's why a lot of you, when you walk into a room, you walk in, somebody stands up, you scare somebody, you fucking owling. That's why. You make somebody jump. You go in the kitchen, you think they heard you walk in, and they turn around, they drop everything because you were owling. You came in swiftly. This is a whole time we have to be in our owling medicine right now. We have to be able to see and go and perch yourself and look down and look. Take a look. Do you need to go and swiftly go in and snip out the problem and go, or do you just need to kind of just go and just kind of go on by? Maybe wing it a little bit. This is owling time. Now, the owl can bring in that message. You also bring in that message that changes upon you in 3 days. Pay attention. When the owl shows up and it flies over your car, or it shows up in your window and it's sitting there talking about, whoo, whoo. Or you might just hear a screech out. It's trying to get your attention. Hey, pay attention. I got a message for you. A lot of times when the owl comes in, it's coming in at a given moment in time because something is getting ready to kick off. And owls knows who walks with them. They know. They know what your energy is. I remember the day, I'll never forget it, because I love owls. I remember the day when I gotten my first set of owl wings. And at that time, my teacher was working with me, teaching me about the owl and da-da-da-da-da, and I was learning all about it. And then I remember when I went to visit my parents, and I was out in the backyard because they had all the fruit trees, and I was out there. And I was just goofing off, but I freaked my mother out. I was goofing off. And I was picking some apples and some lemons. And I saw an owl feather. And I said, oh, got an owl here. That's right. Y'all be hanging out in them big ass pine trees. Got it. So I just started going into whoo, whoo, whoo. And an owl showed up. And it said, whoo. I go, hoo, 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 hoo. Another owl showed up. And I'm like, ooh. And they were just flying and doing their little whoosh, whoosh. And I was like, ooh, they're so beautiful. And I did it again. Hoo, hoo, hoo. 2 more owls showed up. Next thing I know, there were 7 owls in the yard. 7 owls flying all around me. They were celebrating. They were letting me know, hi, how are you? What are you doing? I'm saying, hi, family. Hi, beautiful. My mom was like, what? Ah! There's owls everywhere. What are you doing? I'm like, Mom, calm down. This is a part of the family. My mom was having a fit. You get in here right now. Ah! I'm like, but I'm having fun. I'm communicating with the owl. Get in here. And I just turn around and go, well, I gotta go inside because my mom is freaking out because I'm out dancing with all of you beautiful beings. And whoo, I love you. I love you. I love you. And as soon as I did that, I went, whew. And they all just went dispersed. And I had never forgotten that day. That was fun to me because I was just like, oh my gosh, they hear me. This is that month. This is that time. This is owling time. This is where we are swift, make changes, swift to let go of stuff, swift to cut those cords, swift to go in. What is it I'm not seeing? Bring it to me now. Let me see it now. Reveal it to me. Boom. It's there. What is this person doing? Are they legit? Are they lying? Is there trickery going on here? It's right there. Now, lovelies, be aware what you ask for. Because if you're not ready to see the truth for what it is, don't be asking. Stay in your little illusional world where it's better, where you don't have to deal with that. I'm all about that truth. See it for what it is. Yes, some things that we're seeing right now is painful. Some things that we're hearing right now is downright soul hurting. But everybody who is a being on this planet with a soul that is from the divine source has all been tricked and lied to. It doesn't matter what your color is. It doesn't matter what your sex is. We've all been lied to and manipulated to believe this over that, to believe less of yourself, to believe that you can't do this or you don't have the power to do this or the power to do that. Bullshit. You're the fucking walking power that can make the change on the planet. You have the codes and the flame to do it. And what the whole process of us is walking into ourselves and really owning that. So I had some really interesting things. Let me grab my book because I left it over here. And I want to reiterate that information. This is that time, lovelies. You need to be really walking in your medicine of who you are, being authentic. Forget about what you want people to see you as and blah, blah, blah. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Right now, we are in that frequency code up. What is your frequency about? Because your frequency is the key to what is there that's going to be revealing itself to you that you get to see. Was your frequency going to allow you to see more of? Get it? So where you are frequency-wise is what you are going to be able to see. So if you're in that lower frequency world, then you're going to be seeing lower frequency stuff, lower timelines. You won't go any higher until you change that frequency. Now, the whole body stuff that's going on, because I got my x-rays done, I'm thinking, oh God, did I fracture something? Did I break something? Because I was on the steroid. And when you're on a steroid, pay attention to what I'm saying. When you're on steroids and they give you something of a steroid that's going to last 3 months to 6 months, that's working in your body, you're committing a lot of painful, harmful things in movement, and you don't feel it because of the steroid. It's suppressing the pain receptors down until it starts to lessen, and then all of a sudden this pain shows up, and you're like, what the hell is going on with me? So the neatest thing about the x-rays, when I get my x-rays and I'm looking at them, the lady that I'm working with that's had all this stuff had all this light emanating through it. So cool. I was like, oh wow, look at all that light in there. Not anything broken, nothing fractured. Just got some calcification stuff going on, scar tissue stuff from all the injuries that I have done in dance and sports. And gotten, if you've had sports and dance, you know what you've done to those knees. Yeah, it was fun at the time, but yeah, when you get this age, you're going to have that moment. So as the body is purging the timelines of the incidents of what that energy is tied into. So if you got calcification, if you got tears, if you got all kinds, you got timelines where that has to be released. And then the newer energy is coming in, upgrading that, providing more healing at a more rapid space. At the time when it's happening, you're like, what the hell did I do to myself? And those of us that are secret warrior fighters in other dimensions, kicking ass with some nasty beings, you're getting kind of beat up in those realms and fighting. And then when you come back to this one, you're like, God dang, what the hell? Did I fall down the stairs and don't? Yeah, you probably did in the other realm. Probably fell off your dragon. You got injured. And then you come back to this realm and you're like trying to, because they snatch that mind out so you don't remember. And you're trying to figure it out and you get glimpses and pieces, but it doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So, this, I want to remind all of you. When remember I told you I was watching the Blood Wars of Underworld that's dealing with the Lycans and the vampires and how certain vampires can walk in the daylight because of the bloodline. Okay, pay attention. So at that very end, and I started, and it's really interesting when I was paying attention to the words that were being said, I saw it on something else that somebody was teaching on something, and somebody made the same comment in a different way, but it was on the same concept. And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. You're going to see how things line up so fast for you with this new plasma energy that's coming in right now that is just hitting this planet like crazy. There's so much light going on. I feel sorry for anybody that is just trying to make a living out of being a liar. You might well just go up to Wonder Woman and just have her lasso your ass permanently, because that's what this light's going to be doing to you. I'm telling the truth. Yes, no, yes, I did do that. That was horrible, wasn't it? You know. So this is what I want you to remember this. And I want you to remember this in your soulness of who you are. Okay? Just pay attention to this, because this really does make sense. I have lived 1,000 years. I may live 1,000 more. Or I may die tomorrow. But I no longer fear death. When you're in owling medicine, owls don't fear death. You don't have no fear of death. Okay? For I have known it once already. I am reborn. And my eyes have been open to the sacred world and to the promise of what is yet to be. There is no beginning. There is no end. There is only becoming. Only becoming. So in this one lecture or program, whatever this person was saying, they were saying if you just take away 2,000 years before and after of now, 2,000 years of the past, 2,000 years of before or present, Where are you now? And I'm like, well, if you add up those both 2,000, that's 4,000 something years that's been tinkered with. But then that brings me back to that one question. That one question. What is the real timeline of the year that we are currently in? What is it? Because it's really not 2025. That's a lie. That's what they want us to believe in. But when you really look at what is that year 2025, and we look at the difference between 3,970 years difference, that brings us to the year of 5,057.84. If you really think about it, kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? So if you're going to keep people locked into a belief and locked into an energy timeline that only suits you, but they don't know it, and they're just going along happy-go-lucky thinking that this is okay, then you're wondering why all of a sudden now there's this breaking apart. As mother breaks apart, we break apart. As she spews all her anger and vomits, we start to vomit. She's emanating exactly what we're going to be going through. Because in order for her to purge herself of what has been going on, she's got to get raw. And between now and the end of this year and February of 2026, I can definitely tell you that the amount of people that's on this planet right now will be gone. And only the ones who have done the anchoring, who are holding the light, are going to be here. Anything that doesn't have a soul, anything that's committed harm, anything that's walking around as an NPC, you're gone. And all the clonings, they're not going to be able to stay on it because the heat index isn't going to allow them. That frequency. And when the AI Atlas comes behind the comes behind the sun, that is going to activate what's going to pop off. Remember when I said we're all waiting to see the so-called solar flash? We've been getting those. This solar flash is coming. It's going to be the one you feel. That's encoded entirely different. This is going to be super owling because nobody's going to be able to predict when it's going to happen. But that energy is going to come in just like an owl. Game over. So this is where we are right now. Are you ready to just be that owl? To see things for what they really are. And you can just snip it out and say, you know what? You're not part of my timeline. Goodbye. I am not kidding. I have had some weird things, people approaching me in the parking lot. That normally does not happen. And they come shining like innocence, but I'm like, what are you after? Because I know what time it is. I know it's hunting time. I know rituals are going on this month. I know the big rituals are coming up and they are hunting people right and left. People are coming up missing. I know what time it is. And please, if you're going to go have surgery, have somebody there that can be your advocate and be your eyes and ears, that can watch over you, because it is not safe to go into any of those places by yourself. And you can come up missing. They have lost their integrity. Most of these places have lost their integrity. Not saying this to be like, I'm just saying some places are not the hospitals you think they are. Okay, just be aware of that, especially in this month. We're almost done with this month, but we still got the energy building up for what some Lumpharian people like to use it for. So be aware who's approaching you in the parking lot. And I take that warrior stance. I'm like, what do you want? Okay, because you don't know. You don't know who's trying to be friends with you, invite you out, come on over. I think it's the strangest thing that I'm going to share this. When I went in for my doctor stuff, and they had this little brochure thing out on the front, and I've never seen this. Oh, we're going to have a talent show here. You should come. And she was like, why did you come to the talent show? Sign up for it. And I'm like, huh? Talent show? I just want to get like what we're going to be doing, me wise, and okay, talent show. What? It's all about keeping the community together. Like, I'm looking around. I'm like, talent show? I'm going to send you an email. Oh, okay. Send me an email. I'm like, and then my mind being who I am, yeah, I show up for the talent show. Do I get to leave? Is it another form of searching? Oh, why do you want me to get another blood test done? Oh, I got to get another one done. Take my time on that. Okay, when you get blood work done, just be aware as you are moving through this energy. And I went through this experience when they took some blood and they were doing their check on me. I was like, I was feeling a lot of weirdness. I mean, I was lethargic for 2 to 3 days. And because your blood is being carried around, that's part of you, shaking in the back of a vehicle somewhere. Oh, now they're going to put it through the center field, spinning you. Now you're feeling kind of dizzy. It's a whole new different concept now. Got to be aware of that. Now, how you choose the owl, you need to be getting guidance on that from the owl beings. You let your owl family talk to you. And if there's something you need to be guided on, you need to be shown something, you let the owl beings bring it to you and help you see it clearly. And if there's a message that somebody's about ready to cross over, pay attention when that owl shows up. It's a great change. Owls will show up when there's going to be a change, and you got to be prepared. And I've had too many wonderful moments when an owl shows up. Oh, I ain't going to have this job much longer. 3 days gone. Okay. Owl just ended it. Owl shows up. Who's crossing over? Okay, got a phone call. Somebody just went. Pay attention. We're in owling time. One of my favorite. Yeah. What do. So, there was this movie, and it kind of it kind of was a weird movie, and it was called Aperture. 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 And when you look at the word, it means a place where someone was struck down at. That's what the word means. But the movie name was Aperture. It was on Pluto. I think it was Pluto. I'm telling you this because this fits in with what's going on about souls, soul journeys. Now, because the veil is not the veil that we are used to anymore, this energy of loved ones coming in, when you smell the strange scent of a loved one that's passed coming in, you'll feel the touch, someone touching your head. They're coming in closer. This is their season time that they can do this, but they're going to be doing it a lot more anyway as we're going through our planetary transition. Okay? Because a lot of souls got recycled back down through here believing in that light. So they've just been hanging out in the ethers if they didn't know how to get out of here. And I remember one of the Hopi medicine men, I never got a chance to meet in person, but I got a chance to know him through letter writing and the medicine pouch he gave me. And I remember when I was on my way to go personally meet him, he had to leave. As soon as I touched down in Arizona, he was on a flight to fly out because his son was in a horrible motorcycle accident and he wasn't hanging on long and he had to go out. And I remember I was like, oh man, I'm not going to get to meet him. Oh, but it was such a magical day. Yahaman was his name. Yahaman. Hello. Yahaman was his name. Amazing, mind-blowing medicine man. Just mind-blowing. He was so, the way he just, his presence, the way he was, and how he knew where I was and everything was just crazy. That's Owling. That's Owling. I mean, do you know anybody that can, you don't tell anybody what hotel you're staying at, and you get to the hotel and you just picked it randomly and all of a sudden there's a message for you there from the medicine man because he figured out where you're going to be? Yeah. Freaked out my friend. He was like, I didn't tell him where we were going. How the hell is he? I'm like, well, you're the one that knows him personally. You should be used to this. I'm loving it. I'm like, wow. And then I get another message that after I left Arizona and I went to all the places that he told me to go to because he told me there were messages there. And I had to go to these sacred places. I was doing this journey. I was getting activated. I had no idea what this soul man was doing to me. He was activating me. And then when I come back, then it was like a week and a half later, I get this message and I get a call. He had passed away. And I go, what the hell? What do you mean? He laid down and just dropped his robe because he felt that his son's soul was trapped and he wanted to make sure his son's soul didn't get caught up in the artificialness. So he dropped his robe to go assist his son to get out. I'm like, damn. And then from there, Yahaman would come into my dream world, and I was always meeting up with him in this beautiful white teepee that had turquoise all in the inside of it. And I always had this one fire going, and he put some water on the stones and fire and medicine, and we sit there and talk. And then I wake up going, wow. And then something weird would happen that week. that was a part of that dream. And I was like, wow. So in this time, as we are in this energy of the owling, this is that fourth moon, self-existing moon of form. What's your form? What form are you taking? Are you going to take on the owl? What's your form? How are you showing up? Because as you're showing up, I want you to make sure you're defined, you're measured of your form. Okay? So this is going to be until we get through November 14th. So just know that this is going to be some really intense energy. It's intensifying in a way to get you to really see something, to really move past something. Okay. Let me get in here. Let me go back in. So, how is everyone doing? How is everyone sleeping? Is everyone sleeping okay? Any strangeness going on in your world and you're like, what the hell? I am going to tell you something, and I know a lot of people, if you're vegan, what have you, but I'm going to tell you, my body was like having something weird going on. And in that day, I had a burger and I had a buffalo scrambled egg meal. I needed that meat. That meat has that iron in it, and it assists those of us that are those healers. You are spewing a lot of energy. Okay? I've said it before. And I've ended up in the hospital because of not eating meat. I really did. I had no idea I could end up in the hospital because of that. So I am a true believer of sometimes you have to eat what your body is thriving on, what it needs. And if you get that push, you need to have meat that day, eat it, because the amount of plasma that's coming in and how your bone marrow is really moving and charging through your body, creating and picking up that oxygen, your body is needing that iron. Okay? If you're not taking a really good iron supplement, you're going to feel really tired. And I'm not kidding when I say tired. You're going to feel so tired, like you can't function tired. Like all you want to do is just lay down. Can you tell me again how to make secret space so I can connect to my higher skies and the cosmic flower? Stop it. You already know how to do that. Spirit evolves prophecy. You already know how to do that. Don't, yes, you do. You're like, you know how to do that. Form is how to self-evolving universe makes the instinct structures perceptible. It's a message. Alpha, alpha. And then we're in the first cosmic creation and the pre-consciousness. Okay. Here's your homework assignment. I'm not going to make it that easy for you. Are you kidding? No. I want you to learn. I want you to be the best version of yourself. So tonight and tomorrow, I need you to just be in a sacred space. Just draw a circle with your index finger, if you don't have a crystal, and make it with your intention of creating sacred space. And your part is you're going to communicate with your higher self. You're going to drop into your sacred higher self of your heart and connect there. And then you're going to go up above and be in 12th dimension on up. But here's the trick. You got to trust yourself to do it. That's where it is. You got to trust yourself. Do you believe in yourself that you can do it? Because this is where divine magic comes in. You don't get in your head trying to talk yourself through it. You just do it. And when you just jump into it and you just do it and you trust what you say, you make come into fruition. You got to trust yourself. And right now, that's a challenge for a lot of us because you're breaking through the old barriers and breaking through all of your emotional traumas and your hurts from whatever somebody said or did to you. And now you have to trust yourself. This is where that healing comes in because you have to trust yourself. And I'm not just saying trusting you, I'm saying you have to trust that higher self of you while you're taking care of that little sacred child of you that's been hurt. Because those two go together. So that's your homework assignment tonight and tomorrow. On Monday, we will be definitely diving into some medicine because we got the start of 2 portal days. So we got a white lunar dog spirit day, and then we have a blue electric monkey guided by vision on the new moon energy on 5:25 a.m. These two are moving side by side on October 20th and October 21st. There's something going to be popping off on that 20, in those 20s. When you look at Monday, October 20th, you got 2 10s. Those 210 energies. So, we're going to pay attention to that. So, that's what I want you to do for you. And then I want each of you to be writing things in your journal. You have to write things in your journal because they're part of tracking of a timeline. Okay? You have to track it. Okay, I'm going to step into some medicine on the cards. Do you understand what I'm saying? Put a 1 if you're going to do that. You're going to participate in that. Good. Beautiful. Okay. 1 1. Oh, everybody's going to do it. Okay, fine. Now, here's the trick. When you cast that circle up, and why do I pick that one? Because when it was written that Jesus, or the real one, the real name, Yeshua, went and sat in the desert, he drew a circle around himself in the sand, in the dirt, and sat in that circle while he was having all kinds of temptations coming towards him to come out of that circle. It's the same thing that we go through when we go up onto the hill when we're preparing for a vision before we go and do Sundance. We sit in our sacred space. We sit in our circle. We don't leave it, no matter what. You stay there. Because you don't know outside your circle what you're seeing. if it's a spirit that's coming to you, talking and communicating to you, or what, you don't know. But you're in your sacred space because you created it. You are a divine being, a creation. What you say and how you create goes. Period. There's no trying to, no, say it, do it. Be done with it. I'm here to simply empower you to do it because I know you can. If you think I'm coming up to just hold your hand, nope, that ain't happening. Because I know anyone that's in this group that comes here, and thank you for following me, thank you for being here, thank you for buying my books, thank you, thank you, thank you. But to be a Be So Light member here, you have to be in your light. Notice people who come up here trying to act cuckoo for Cocoa Pops, ain't got no milk in a bowl and a spoon. They don't last here. They go bye-bye. Bye. Because they have to be authentic. They have to be in their light. You cannot come up in here talking all and no. That ain't going to happen. Because all I have to do is just look at you kind of funny face it, and then you're gone. I don't even have to see you. I just give you that look. This look used to get me in trouble. I scared an ex-boyfriend so much with this look. Every time he saw me coming across the campus, he went the other way. I literally would just stop and he would go a different direction. And my friends would be, how do you do that? You just look at him, you freak him out. He falls, he goes in a different direction. He will not cross your path. He knows he cannot cross my path after what he has done. He knows. It's that look. I give that look. All of us have that look. You have that power look. You can scare something off with that look. I'll be like, someone coming at us, don't take another step. What? Find out. You gonna test it? Don't let this fool you. Anyway, Lovelace. Went on a tangent. I need someone to pick the first number between 0 and 93. 0 and 93. 0 and 93. Someone put the first number up. 0 and 93. That's going to be our message. That's going to kick this medicine off. $44. Okay. Got 44. I like that. Thank you. Okay, we got number 44, and then we have OMG. Can't make this stuff up. I love it. So we're going to end with that medicine of 44. Got it. Grace, thank you for that. Okay, some of you need to have a rattle. You need a rattle. There's power in rattle medicine. There's a lot of power in that medicine when you have that rattle. Now, some of you might just have a rattle and think, oh, you just shake it a couple times and you can get that. You know, but it's your intention when you're holding that rattle. And just know some knee stuff is going to be coming up, heel stuff is going to be coming up, and spine stuff is coming up right now. So anything that's been injured in the body is being cleared out. Okay, I have a Hathor rattle. I got from Egypt. Ooh, girl, please. That sounds beautiful. That sounds gorgeous. Yes, please use your rattles. Rattles are powerful. Okay, powerful medicine. When you use your rattle. Oh, it's not this one. Okay. Spirit's like, nope, not that one. I'm like, okay. All right. Let's take a look. And we're going to see what portal we're going to activate with this. So, the medicine that I'm going to talk to you about in the Mystical Shaman Oracle. It's this one. Okay? With those eyes. So the first one that came up is the rattle. Rattle medicine. Number 43. The rattle. So in the rattle, when we talk about setting up sacred space and you're working with sacred space, did you know if something comes into your space that you grab your rattle and you shake it, it makes it go away when you shake that rattle? So this is saying here, the rattle is a spirit caller, carrying the shaman's prayers to the four directions. The body of the rattle is like the earth, spinning on its axis. With the aid of the rattle, the medicine woman instills the desired destiny in her future, closing with the prayer. Great Spirit, may your will be done. The rattle guides us to the prayers for all on earth, not just for our personal needs. When we offer our prayers for the highest good of all, everything we need is provided for us. Yes, it is. And the medicine of the rattle is you want to catch God on the whisper, not on the shout. Let me read that again. You want to catch God, Creator, on the whisper, not on the shout. And what you are trying to craft to your own desires and expectations is already there, standing before you. Do not spin the world to your own benefit. You are being offered the Creator's tool, which must be put to use to serve a divine purpose. The rattle. Sacred medicine to women. The rattle. Okay. So everyone, you should have a rattle. Get that rattle, get that ready. In our guided light message, we have a heart of compassion. Number 51, there are many people around you now who benefit from your loving, compassionate heart. So just make sure these people are being authentic. Make sure they're not pulling energy off of you. Make sure they're not making you feel as though you owe them something. You don't owe them anything. The rebel, the sacred rebel within. What is the sacred rebel? It says here, number 35, the conscious connection, the consciousness connection. What is that connection? The consciousness connection. So there's the prosperity, there is the dual. One has the black and white, one has the color. One has a green wrapping, one has the black and white wrapping, flowers. It's almost like the Gemini effect, but yet it's still connected. Consciousness connection, the higher self connecting. What is the resurrection of the rebel is the face value, number 23. That's that face value, number 23, that makes that 5. That 5 energy. So the resurrection, because it gives you the hidden message, at face value, it means true you, the true to you. What is the true to you? By my word is my bond. You have heard this saying before. This meaning is simply speak the truth. Speak the truth, because you are only fooling yourself and destroying your own values if you do not. Yes. So here, when we say consciousness connection, it's a sacred revel. The resurrection of that is about speaking the truth, being authentic. You got that butterfly there, that moth, which goes through transformation. Speak the truth. The portal that we jump through and move into today and tomorrow is going to be that soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Fulfilling those contracts and remember who you are. So part of our journey is trusting the self. You got to trust yourself. Now, Cosmic Flower, with all due respect, honey, I'm just trying to get you to trust yourself. Okay? I'm not trying to pull, I'm not doing that. I just want you to trust yourself. I know you've been going through a lot. I know things don't look the way you want it to look. You're tired of this. But in this part of your healing, you have to mean what you say, and you have to intentionally break some contract agreements among the people that are causing a lot of imbalances in your life. Let's put it that way. That's starting trouble for no reason. You know, shit starters. I can't stand shit starters. Oh, I can't stand them. Oh, I can't. The liars and shit starters. I can't stand them. Because shit starters are people who just make up shit just to be making it up, starting shit with you. Just because they want to start shit. Okay? And then you got the ones that just lie just to be lying. They just make up shit just to be making up stuff. Just so they can look like they're in it and just be making up stuff. Or better yet, making up lies and stuff to try to tear you down because they feel so threatened by your light of what you emanate and what you walk with. You got a lot of those people out there. They come and love bomb you to death, and then as soon as they don't get their way with you anymore, they ready to just crucify you and get rid of you and talk bad about you and do all that stuff. I expose people. I just say it like it is. And people get mad about it. And get mad all you want. Shoot. Stop doing the baddie. Stop being cray-cray. Stop attacking people when you know they're being right. So this month, in this moon, we are owling. We're owling. What is it you got to go in and take a look at and move swiftly? Move through the silence of the air, coming in on that air silent before you go like owling. We have to do some owling because there's things that are going on that need to get off this planet. Don't need to be anchored here. Just time to cut some cords. Now I'm going to leave you with some medicine because Monday we're going to get into 2 days of medicine. Okay. So when you have to go purchase a medicine tool, okay, now I'm going to tell you what happened. So I went and got this. This was pricey. It wasn't cheap. I was like, and this piece just kept bothering me. Kept saying, "Will you please come and get me, please?" Da, 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 da. I'm like, okay, fine. So this is what all of you do. When you get a piece that's leaning on you that wants you to come and do something, you tell them, okay, in this world, I had to fork over some money for you. You got to pay for yourself. Okay? That's the agreement. And you need to do it within 7 days. That's the agreement. This crystal paid for itself in 7 days. without any telling anybody. I just couldn't believe it. I was just like, I'm looking at my phone, and all of a sudden I get this Venmo. And I'm like, what the hell is this? And then someone sends me, hey, I just sent you some money. Go have a wonderful meal on me, blah, 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 or whatever you want to use it for. $100. And then after it was sent, I'm like, what is this for? And then the crystal sends a flash of itself. Ding, 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 ding. I go, oh, you paid for yourself. And you did it within 7 days. Very good, lovely. 7 days. A living being, liquid light. Don't take them for granted. They hear you. They respond to you. And they will come through for you. They will. They're crystal beings. You're just so special. Okay. Okay, let me read what 44 is. Glad I caught you. I work today. We'll have to catch it over. Okay. I also put up a I think I did a post in the community about nurses. A lot of nurses are leaving the field. They're getting out of it. And I just saw one that was really interesting of a doctor. He did a post of how he's quitting being a doctor. What's happening? What's happening to the people who went into these fields and they're leaving them? They're getting out of them. What's happening? If you went into that field just to feel security and about money and stuff, and you went in there to help people and to do that, and now you're being challenged with the fact that you can't really be there for your patients like you used to because it's too involved with marking down paperwork and circling and computer documentation, doing all that stuff. That's more important than paying attention to just some bedside care with the patient. Yes, exactly. Exactly. 100%. Check out the video that I put in my community on a nurse/herbalist who is talking about the things that you should say and not say when you go to the hospital. I love this woman. She just straight up says it like it is, and she gets pretty beat up, from the community of those who drink the Kool-Aid. But she's got tired of it, and she just says, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to see it. And she's got other things that she's posted up there. That's her patriot. She's a patriot. So we have number 44. Let's see what 44. Grace picked number 44. All right. So 44 is going to give us the color of, I thought of an easier way to do it. Oh, wow. Shut up, Grace. What did you pick? Okay, here's 44. Right there. Guardian Angel. Should we dive into it? Let's do that. So it is a pale violet and a lilac. The pale violet, lilac color, and a pale blue. Grace. Let's look it up. 44. So for now on, when we work with this medicine, I'm just going to have you guys pick a number between that. Okay. So bottle number 44, right here, says the guardian angel. The color is the pale violet, lilac, and the pale blue. When you shake it together, it becomes a lilac. It works with the throat and the crown. Grace, what you doing? Didn't I come on and say, yeah, we all got this? Okay. So this is the tarot card of the 7 of Cups, the I Ching of heaven above and below, the number 44, coming to meet. The theme is transformation of negativity to peace. Ooh, so beautiful. That's what this bottle is for. So this one, when we look at it, if we look at the affirmation, it says, I let go. Oh, this matches Sister Marty. I let go and do not expect anything. Because when you let go, you just allow yourself to release it. And then you're not putting expectations out there. I had a dream the last time you pulled those cards again, the green and the pink. A voice kept repeating the number 2 and 3. Love it. So this one, let go and do not expect anything. So in this works with the throat chakra and the crown. This is also works on lacks of inner peace. It's not grounded. If your inner peace is not grounded, it's all about the different circumstances in life and existence in general and doubts and the difficult childhood, which is still unresolved. What is deceiving of the self and spend times of wishful thinking, which fosters expectations that everything will turn out all right, even in a situation that makes such an outcome impossible. The spiritual part of this is about encourages the divine inspiration and support from above, connects the user with the inner flow, enables him or her to trust this flow, brings the ability to find his or her own philosophy of life outside fixed structures, for example, religions, unites a person to the oasis of the soul, that is, to acknowledge that deep within me there is a place where I can recharge. I'm loving this. So this is also for the physical. It helps to balance the thyroid, the hypothalamus. Is beneficial for psychosomatic illnesses and jaw and neck problems, especially on the right side of the body. So we get hit with a lot of stuff on the right side of the body. That's dealing with the male energy, the survival mode. That is dealing with what is the injury of the male energy that you've been dealing with in your life when things come up on that right side of the body. The left side is the female side of the body. When we're getting hit a lot on the left side, what are you out of balance with in your female self? So this was a good pick. So distinctive qualities is give strength to people who have had encounters with UFOs, extraterrestrials, and angels, and who in the results feels threatened or insecure. The color lilac is used in the upper part of the bottle and appears to only 2 other bottles. Lilac or orosoma means pale violet. So this is that connection of what it is, what that bottle is all about. The divine spark, a healer who is very inspired and in contact with the higher self. Good job. I love it. So that's that color that we're picking. So tomorrow I probably will be on to get prep for our Monday and Tuesday medicine. Okay. So that we can start getting prepped for that. So tomorrow, let's have some water in place, ready for some new codes. Tonight, everyone practice being in sacred space. If you have a crystal circle sacred space stating, I now cast a sacred divine light upon myself. I cast a sacred light upon this room, creating sacred space, knowing that you voiced it. You use your divine Heka to bring it forth. You invoked that. You set intentions and stated as such. And if you're using this, you're going to program that circle. And you're going to say, only high benevolent beings can cross the circle that come in love, that have that high frequency. From the 12th, I like to lock it in, 12th dimension on up. Okay, from the 12th dimension on up can come and commune with me. Anything else of lower energy, you're not welcome. You have no permission to cross. And you are fully rejected and rebuke not to come into my circle. I rebuke you. I reject you. I don't consent to your energy. You have no say here. I'm very straightforward. When I cast up, I be like, don't play. I will smudge your ass and I will send you back where you came from. So as part of medicine, everyone start looking for your seed shell. Okay, get your shells ready. Focus. Thank you. Okay, get your seed shells ready. You need one or two of them. Okay. And then I'll teach you what you're going to do with that. All right. But get those shells ready. All right, lovelies. I'm out of here. I don't know. I just show up. I just can't keep it under an hour. I try. I really try. But here's my thing. I always want to give you at least 300%. No, I want to give you 360%. There you go. 360. 360%. So that you have something to work with. So you have something to make note of, to sit with, to be activated in, to kind of just be with yourself in. You're going to find yourself a lot in the coming weeks, just kind of being to yourself. You're not out there running around. You're not trying to link up with people. You're staying to yourself. I'm not linking up with nobody. Don't get me wrong. I love my guys. I love my warriors. I love my men. But right now, it's like, this is sacred power time. And I don't want to give that energy to nobody. I need that energy for me. And I need that energy from Mother Earth to ground and to work with the ley lines. All right? And we bring that forth when we stand strong in ourselves and we anchor that in. Because remember, when you do sleep with someone, you're taking on their stuff. And if they haven't worked their stuff, and they've done all that, you're sleeping with that. Okay, you're taking all that on. I know I went through that when I got married. And I watched my life from this go, whoop, the hell happened? Oh, that's right, I fell in love. Oh, that's right, I said I do. No, I don't. So, I have an altar to Yama to have a seat. Yes, I have my altar up. Her candle is going today. She has beautiful seashells. I put all that in there. And then Oshun sits across from her. And I'm like, okay. One day I was watching both the candles were like, I'm like, hey. And then the candles just kind of, I'm like, hey. I love you both. Hey. And sisters, hey. All right, lovelies. Get your rattles. Get your rattles out. If you don't have a rattle, make a rattle. Find a way. How would you make a rattle? I'm not going to tell you. I want you to sit with it. And I want your divine ancient self to come forward and bring your medicine forward. That's how you anchor your medicine. That's how you get in touch with your medicine. Okay. Yes, I got mine. My whole thing, I'm like, what do I want for my 60th birthday? I'm like, wow, there's so many things I want. I have a list. And I'm just pulling it in. And just the fact that I told this to pay for itself, and it did. I was like, dang. All you do is just tell them. They'll pay for themselves. Get that money back. That's how that is. All right, lovelies, have a fantastic day. Be in love with yourself. Be true to yourself. Be authentic. Be truth in your words. Do not edit yourself to fit in with somebody else's agenda. Those days are over. It's howling time. Bye.